Welcome back, Global War 1939. We are moving on to the Japanese first round of the game. Of course, we'll do our turn here, and then we'll pass everything off to Naruto for the Ally side, and then we'll finish up the round with the Italians. Now, unfortunately, these two territories here, they both went allied when rolling on the German side. That's kind of unfortunate. We do need those territories. They are pretty important, not only for the income that they provide of $4, they're also tied into not a bonus, but a point for us to win the game if we own this entire region. So all these 5 territories, we get a point. So obviously those 3 are pretty important for that. They're pretty weak. They're only got 1 infantry each, so not really that big a deal. It does make us change our plan slightly to actually take out those territories. We wanted to do something else with these units, but this takes priority. So we're going to run 3 battles this turn. Obviously Saigon, French Indochina, and we're also going to come into this Chinese territory here. This is pretty important. It does have an AA gun, and Japan, we're kind of relying on our Air Force quite a bit. So we want to get rid of that as fast as possible, of course. And then it's also the outside of their capital. It's also their largest army. So if we can stun them slightly, give us an extra $1 and remove 4 infantry from them, that'll be good for us. Okay, so for the actual purchase, we do start with $30. We're going to spend all of it. We're going to build a factory for 12, so a medium factory, 2 airborne for 8 or 4 each, artillery for 4, and then 2 special naval landing force to round out all 30. So that is now spent. We can get rid of that, and we'll put our purchase aside for now. Okay, so now for our actual turn, what are we going to do here? All right, so we have 2 transports here. They're not connected to a naval base. The other 4 transports are. So these 4 up here can have a range of 3. These have a range of 2, which is fine. So we have 2 guys on this island. I'm going to jump onto this transport, offload in Saigon. This other transport is come up to 106 and then back to 91. Grab these 2 guys and drop them off in French Indochina. And we're going to give them a little bit of support. There's 2 veteran fighters on this island in 106. Because of that air base, we have a range of 5. So we're going to bring them in to fight these battles. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and the other fighter will go down here. So fighter in each battle, and then we have a movement of 2 left over, and we'll land on this island here in the non-combat phase. So 1 there and 1 here. Could also bring down this bomber as well. We're actually not going to use this bomber for anything, so we're going to bring the bomber down from Tokyo. So there's a range of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Otherwise, we probably won't even use it this turn. And you want to max out all your units, or use as most of them as possible. I don't think that's really needed, but it'll just guarantee the win. And I don't want to bring it into the Chinese territory because of that AA gun. I want to definitely bring in Air Force, air power, but try to keep it as low as possible. All right, so for this Chinese territory, AA gun, and then 4 Chinese infantry. We're going to bring in our 2 vets, 2 artillery, and a cavalry from Shantung. Move down 1 from Shanghai. 2 more veterans. We're going to bring in all 4 planes from here. So we're already giving them 4 dice. We don't want to give them any more than that. And also down here, because we offloaded, we can use these cruisers to bombard. Technically, we can bombard up to 4, but we're only going to do 1 each. We can use these destroyers to bombard, but we have other plans for them. Same, and then here in our transports, both have a range of 3. So one is going to come up to 124 grab the tank, go to 111, grab the Special Naval Landing Force, and then back to 106 and drop them off in that Chinese territory. And then with the other transport, just go out to 124 and back down and grab 2 regular infantry. And we'll offload them into that territory as well. And then the cruisers, they'll bombard as well. And both will bombard into that one territory. We want this to be like one shot. We don't really want this battle to go on anymore. So we're going to bring in 2 more cruisers. We offloaded 4 units so we can bombard up to 4. So we're going to bombard with 4 cruisers. And that will be it for that. Yeah, so the rest will be non-combat phase. All right. And the ships, they bombard out of 4. And our tactical is going to increase the tank. The artillery are going to increase to 2 regular infantry up to 3s. The Special Naval Landing Force gets an increase of 1 because it's getting offloaded. And then our veterans fight at 3s anyways. Alright, so the whole idea is to get 5 hits in 1 round. Just to get this done and over with. Alright, so AA gun for him. 11, 12, 5, 4. Perfect. Perfect. Japanese are a little luckier than the Germans on the AA fire. Alright, so the bombards, let's do that. With the ships, they're bombarding out of 4. 1, 5, 8, 8. Can you see all that? Not really. Oop. Right. Try to keep that down, actually. Alright, so we got 1 hit, which is essentially the AA gun. So we'll take these off now, as they only operate in the first round of combat anyways. So, they did their job, I guess. Alright, so we'll do the 3s. So, 2 infantry, cavalry, naval landing force, the 4 veterans, and then the 2 artillery. So this is all at 3. Alright, nothing. Oh, we got a 2. So, 10, 5, 9, 6, 7, 5, 10, 10, 9, 1, 2. So we got 2 hits. Alright, not as lucky that round. The 3 veteran fighters, tactical, and tank. Is that all out of 7? So we're looking for 3 hits. 12, 12, 2, 2, 1. Perfect. We got them all. We got all 5. Excellent. Working out. Everything's working out. They return fire, of course. At 4s. 7, 6, 12, 1, 4. So we lose 1 guy. And they lose this. That was a pretty standard outcome, I feel. Nothing outside of the ordinary in that battle. Let's get all this off. All right, so the next one will be French Indochina. All right, the Bombard at 4. Got an 8, so we miss. 2 at 3. 12, 5. And then 1 at 7. Got a 6. Perfect. He returns with a 7. All right, so that is done. Standard outcome. And now we're going to move on to Saigon. I'm expecting similar results. I think that bomber's an overkill, but here we are. Over the bombardment. Got a 4. That's all we needed. And then the infantry returns. Got a 3, so we lose the Special Naval Landing Force. And again, expected results. It's unfortunate we lost a guy, but what are you going to do? At least we captured the territory, which is what we wanted. Okay. Now for the non-combats, over here we have air transport, range of 6 because of the air base. So it's going to jump up to Marshall Islands, grab this guy for 3, and then back to Carolina for 3 more. The 2 subs are going to move into 95 with that small fleet. So basically over here, the original intent was to go into this Chinese territory here. So this is where we wanted to, when we were planning out a turn, before we knew the direction of these territories. But we wanted to attack here. So our positioning of this fleet would still have been the same. It's just that instead of these guys attacking these territories, it would have went into here, right? But that's okay. That's okay. And we still got 2 transports that we're going to use. So we're going to take these 2 destroyers, and we're going to come down 1, 2, 3 to 85. Drop a guy off into Siam, and now we're going to activate Siam. But the Siamese soldiers, even though we're collecting income, but I can't use those soldiers until we're at war with Britain. So, and that includes that destroyer. So that destroyer has to stay in 85 until we're at war with the Commonwealth. And the planes, all the planes just went back. These planes came back where they started, and like I stated, all these planes are on that island in 91. All right. Now for the rest of our moves, we have this transport here. Yeah, so this transport is going to take the artillery in Tokyo. Has a range of 3, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, land here, and these guys are going to stay on this island or on the transport. The other one's going to grab 2 more guys and join them. 2 more regular infantry. Actually, no, we're going to back up a little bit. We don't need to bring any infantry. So that transport is just going to come not loaded. We're going to bring down the 2 battleships. The 2 carriers, they're going to come down to 107. The 3, so we got a sub in 124, 1, 2, 3. It's going to come down to 86, and they'll be joined by a sub in 91 and 106 will also join them. These 2 subs are going to stay there. And then these 2 light carriers are going to come down to 91. The 2 destroyers that haven't been used in 91, they're going to go up to 124. And we're going to grab a guy. We'll offload him in a second. These 2 destroyers, range of 3, is going to go to 117, 111, 124. And grab this guy off this island. So we'll offload him in a second. And then these 2 destroyers, 124, 123. And we'll offload him in a minute. Okay. So then these forces up here, veteran infantry into Chahar. I'm going to keep 2 in Shashai. We have an air transport, range of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he'll land in Peking, but drop another guy off in Chahar. And then everything in Manchuria is going to walk over to Diling. Everything in Korea, except for the infantry, is going to move up 2 spaces to Diling. The infantry in Korea is going to move up to Manchuria. This guy is going to get offloaded in Shantung. And then these 2 guys in 124 is going to get offloaded into Manchuria. All right. I think that's everything. So we moved everything except for the subs in 125 and then this guy here. But everything else has been moved. So we're good. All right. So for our purchases, the factory we're going to put into Shanghai. And then everything else, of course, has to get offloaded into the Japanese home country. Sorry, none of that was on camera. Sorry about that. All right, so the factory's here, and then everything else that we bought is up here. All right, so that is it for the Japanese. Let me figure out money. All right, so income-wise, we're left with $49. We don't get any bonuses because most of our bonuses are tied into going to war with the Commonwealth. We do get 1 bonus for being when we're fighting the Chinese, but we need to conquer all of China to get that. But all of our other bonuses are tied into the UK, America, and we're not at war with them yet, so we can't collect them. But anyways, just from territory, we have 41 from our original territory, plus the activating Siam and the 3 territories we just captured. So we're up to 49 to spend on the next round. Okay, well, that is it for the Japanese. Passing things off to Naruto to finish up the allies, and we'll continue on. All right, well, thank you for watching. Have yourself a great day.